Good morning, knitters. How are you this morning? Welcome to Recreational Knitting. My name is Karen, and today we are looking at my haul of shame. These are all the works in progress that I'm willing to show you. Actually, it's most of them. The other ones are hanging on hangers, and I'm just not going to bother with those at this point. This is bad enough. And that is my Roomba. Ooh, that's hard to do. That's my Roomba, so that's not a work in progress. Although it should be working right now. She's lazy, okay? That's all I have to say. No, she's actually very noisy, so I couldn't do this with her going. So, grab a cup of tea, whatever beverage you'd like. Today it's iced tea weather here in Florida. It's supposed to get up to 89 or 90, so it could be swimming pool weather this afternoon. Yes. I am doing a fundraiser for cancer. I'm swimming 5 miles in the month of May. I've only been to the pool once because weather. And so hopefully I can get, half a mile in today. So anyway, if you're with me on this, we're going to go through these and decide what it is that needs to happen. So hang in there. I'm going to grab a chair and let's get to it. Okay, let's do this. These are in no order. They were just in my WIP basket in my yarn room, which is around the corner. Let's see what we've got. This is a Miss Babs bag. And isn't it the truth? All right, this is a pair of socks. And I have 1 sock done. And I have that much done on the second. Let me pull this in a little bit closer so that you can see. Yarn is by Ray and that other guy. They have a podcast, Needles at the Ready. You know who I'm talking about, Ray and his partner. This was bought at Skane in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. And this is just a plain 3x1 rib, which is one of my go-tos if it's not vanilla. Those of you that have been with me a while know that right now I'm a little bit on a knitting ban. And because I have thumb arthritis and I've been told to rest. So knitting is going to be a little slower, but it is what it is. Okay, definitely keeping that one because I have 1 sock finished already. Oh geez. Okay, this is kept in my little swimming bag, purchased off Etsy a year or 2 ago. And these are socks, some scrap yarn, and this looks to be commercial sock yarn of some sort. Oh, wait a minute, I have the actual ball band stuffed in there. I usually don't. Head Over Heels by Stylecraft. And it's in the shade 3117 Dilly Dally. And that's what it's to look like. So it's a pattern of sorts. And apparently, this was one of those, dopamine cast-ons because, and it's on my good Hiya needles too. I wondered where they were. I got a cuff and I'll be knitting these in vanilla. I think I started these last summer and don't know. I think it was grab something to go in the car with. So, yes, those of you that have been with me a while know that one of my goals is to finish a lot of socks. this year for the 12 cast-ons make-along hosted by Ange over at Yarn and Yarns. And I have finished 6 pairs of socks so far this year, which I think is a pretty good accomplishment. And I probably would have finished that purple pair had it not been for my thumbs. So this will go into that, gonna make those socks someday, hopefully this year. Okay, that's 2. Let's see what this next one is. Oh, this is one of my cast-ons for the 12 cast-ons for Yarn and Yarn. This is the Grid Gambit, and I haven't touched this in a while. I do like it. It's very nice. Okay, this is made in, I have a second, it's made in Double Sunday by Sandus Garn, and then some universal yarn that I won that I've lost the ball band for. But it was a 200-gram ball, and it keeps going on and on and on. I've made a hat with this. I've used it in this. I've used it in something else, and it just keeps going. So I'll keep using it. Apparently, that's where I was the last time that I showed on the podcast. I should move it up. I know I haven't touched it since. So, Grid Gambit is, let's see, what number cast on was that? I usually have, it was number 6, day number 6. So I'll continue to pull that out on occasion. I do enjoy it. The pattern, you have to pay attention to it, so it's not just mindless knitting, but it is easy. All right, that's number 3. You know I'm gonna screw up with the numbers, so just, don't try to make sense of it. All right, let's see what's in this one. This is another one of my make-along cast-ons. This is the Bright Side, and it's a shawl, and it's one of the assigned pulling shawls. And I had taken this on a cruise back in January, I think, when we went. And it's made from Wonderland Yarns. And the colorway is Little Surprise. And it's a navy blue. And hopefully you can see that. Sorry, but where you knit until you see the color, then you purl. And if you're on the wrong side, you purl until you see the color, and then you knit. So, yeah. It's an asymmetrical shawl. I haven't picked this up since the cruise, I don't believe. So, yeah, I was on a knit socks mojo. And this is what the yarn looks like in the cake. I love it. It's very pretty. These are very nice once they're finished. Again, that's called the Bright Side. And I know I have this was day number 8. This was a new cast on. Those of you that have not been with me, instead of doing 12 new cast ons, because I have all this, I only cast on 6 new ones and then pick 6 works in progress, some of which you'll see today. A couple of them are on hangers and getting close to being finished. All right, so that's WIP 4. Oh, this is just the yarn. Yeah, the actual garment is hung up. This is the Dingley Dell from Isabel Kramer, and hold on while I go get it. The magic of video. This is my Dingley Dell. Getting close to, it's probably 3/4 of the way knitted, maybe. I'm getting close to where I start the next purple stripe. You pick up around the collar, around the neck. And of course, you pick up to do sleeves, which I will make longer than the pattern says. This is knitting for Olive in the fingering weight, but it's really very light fingering. And this is a dyer that's close to me, Swan City Yarns, in her trusty socks in the Cat Meow colorway. So yeah, and I'm keeping that all in a fat squirrel bag. I tried to do some cleanup the other day, and I have 3 more balls of the oatmeal knitting for Olive. So this goes a long way. It's nice yarn. Not sure what the hype is about. That's all. It's nice yarn. And this was actually cast on number 5, but it was a work in progress. I had started it last summer, hoping at the beginning of the summer that I would get it done to wear. And then when it was obvious that I wasn't, I just put it away. So one of my top goals is to try to finish this sooner than later. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're keep going. This is today is Perfect Day to Smile. It is. This was a gift from my friend Mandy of Mouse Witch Yarns, Mouse Witch Podcast. Those of you might know her as Mouse's Makes, but she's changed her name to reflect her yarn company now. So a pair of socks is in this, but of course it is. It's my go-to cast on when I need something to cast on. And these are those flippy flips. I don't know what they're called, flexi flips. And I wanted to try them. These are a size 2, which is a little too big for socks. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep these or not. But this is in some kind of opal sock. I've lost the tag. And yeah, the jury is out for me with these, but I thought I would try these, and these will make good house socks, you know, in the winter for somebody in my family, probably my son-in-law. So far we're not getting any of that beautiful aqua in there, but that's okay. We've got some gray. I don't know whether you can see that well because of the reflection back there. But yeah, the gauge is not my usual gauge because these are a little bit bigger than my usual sock. But that's what I bought, and I'm not sure if they don't make any smaller or whether I just didn't look very good. So again, kept in Mandy's bag. That's what I call it. I think that's 6 now. Ooh, I'm gonna need to move back. We're making progress, folks. All right. Kept in a fat squirrel bag. Yes, kept in a fat squirrel bag. This isn't even a WIP. This is a planned. I have some Emma's yarn that is the super silky base, and I kind of wanted to make maybe a rocket tee from this. Because as much as I dislike the original rocket tee, my friend Mandy has now helped me realize that I can make it without those crazy eyelets and the terrible way that the pattern is written. So yeah, this is just some plain undyed yak, and you can see the drape here, and these are silk. So I thought that would be a nice pairing. Let me know what you think of those colors together. Yeah, this was a purchase that I only made 2, and I might be able to get a t-shirt out of it. It is only 400 yards though, and usually a tee takes about 900 yards for me. So yeah, I like them a little longer and the sleeves a little longer. So that isn't even a WIP yet. It's a planned WIP. Let me get rid of that out of the basket. I don't need to cast that on anytime soon. This is one that I've been working on for a couple of years, you know, and you know, when it becomes obvious you're not going to be able to wear it in the summer months, you put it aside. And that's what I did for this one. This is called the Willa, and it's by This Bird Knits. And this, I actually think I have the ball band for. I do indeed. Kept in a Halloween, at least it's a theme, orange, Halloween. Usually that would be Christmas socks in here, yeah. Let me see if I can dig this out. It's caught on yarn. Of course it is. This is a yarn that I bought off Etsy, I think while we were still in the RV. Kettle and Hearth Fibers, and this is in her Peach Bellini colorway. It's a 75-25, and that's Willa, excuse me, W-I-L-L-A, Willa. I always want to proper it. So this is kind of a see-through. It'll probably go over top of the dress, or I'll wear a cami underneath. But I really liked the pattern and I wanted to try it. So getting close to putting ribbing on it, and not one of my new cast-ons, but I do want to finish that. I want to have, you know, a few more things to wear this summer. Because, you know, gardening requires wool. Gardening and swimming requires wool wear. All right. Oh, this is one. This is one of my 12 cast-ons, even though it's an older one. This is the Cloud Tee by Petite Knit. And I've just picked up one of the front pieces. This was a work in progress. I don't have a thing on it. I'll have to fix that. This was one of the works in progress that I wanted to work on, and I knew that it would be, these are like 2.5 millimeter needles. These are 2.5 millimeter needles, and no, I'm sorry. .75, big difference. It'll go a lot quicker. Anyway, and this is a cotton linen viscose mix, and I've picked it up a couple of times and it hurts my thumb, so this is going to be a while. This may be on the reserve list. Yeah, I'm not sure what day, but this was one of the 12 cast-ons, which was a WIP. All right, let's see what's in this one. This is another Halloween project bag from Etsy, and it has Christmas socks that have just been started, apparently. I believe this is, I don't have the ball band, but Patton's Croy socks is the cuff. And these will just be plain vanilla socks because they're patterned, striped or otherwise. And this obviously has a project on it, and project 1 is all the socks that I have. No, I don't have a second sock in here. This is it. This is it, folks. Christmas socks and a Halloween project bags, how I roll. I've lost count. Come with me. Another fat squirrel bag. Amy Beth, I'm keeping you your kid at college. This is his pizza money. All right. Like it. A needle is sticking out. And this is my bandana scarf. Elan bandana scarf. Very similar to a Sophie scarf. And this is onling wool from Denmark. And this was WIP 3. I'd started this last summer when it was like 1,000 degrees, and I thought, I need new yarn and a new kit, and no, I didn't, but you know how it goes. And so I started it, and I got probably up to here, and then I looked at my knitting and I go, oh, I've made too many mistakes. I need to pull it back. So I pulled it back to this big. So I've made this much progress on it since the beginning of the year. And this is number 3. Did I say that already? Seems like I did. Okay. It's a lot of knitting to do. And I had said that I was going to pick this up and continue to work on it until it was done. So I need to follow through with that promise. Here we go. I'm going to throw that right in my knitting room. Come with me. There's more. Oh, the next one is a very old WIP. Anybody remember that thing called the Shift? Yeah. I occasionally find it. This is made with Barrett wool. I got a kit years ago. And that's where I'm at. I think the last time I showed on the podcast, I was there. Obviously made some error up here counting, not pulling it back. And that's where I'm at. It's made with 3 different shades of Barrett wool, which I do love together. So hopefully I'll have enough of the blue. And if not, I'll find something. I have a couple things from Junction Fiber Mill that I bought last year. And I think I have one that will go with. And this is kept in my Harrisville design bag that I got when we were on our journey. In fact, that's probably about the time I bought this. So that would be around the end of 2021, early 2022, in that neighborhood, when we were in New England. And they were giving these away with any purchase. And of course I had to go buy something. So there we go. All right, you've seen this one if you've been with me a while. This is another one that is on the needles to be finished soon. This is an Anker tee. Anker summer shirt. And this is made in Stranded Dye Works colorway Stranded Elf. It's what Jude dyed as a memorial to his mom. It's in the cotton merino base, and it's probably one of my favorite yarns I've ever worked with, and you can't get it anymore. So yeah, I have so much yarn, I'm not going to search, so don't tempt me that, you know, Pearl Soho makes it, or, you know, so-and-so has it, because I might be tempted to buy a sweater's quantity of it. But isn't that gorgeous? Simply gorgeous. So as you can see, I'm getting close to ribbing, and then I'll go back sleeves, and hopefully by 4th of July, thereabouts, I will have it done. It's my goal, or before. Before would be nice because I also have the Dingley Dell. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more to go. Hang in there. Go put some Kahlua in your coffee. Here we go. We're moving. We're on the move. And I apologize if you see, you know, dog hair on that. You know, I haven't swept for 2 days. And if you own dogs, excuse me, if you own dogs, you know. I have not picked this up. This is one of my 12 cast-ons. It is the Samansat Tea by Elspeth Judith. Love the way this looks. Not sure I love knitting it. It's not something that I've felt like going back. This is the initial cast on. I don't even, oh yeah, I do. This was 10. The 0 was the 10th cast on. So very little has been accomplished. So yeah, not gonna lie. This is made with Happy Feet 100 Splash hand dyed. It's 90% superwash merino wool, 10% nylon from Plymouth Yarn. Purchased at my local yarn store. She sells yarn and more in the blue Oreo colorway. And this is what she looks like caked up, which is, it's beautiful. I really love the yarn. Not sure of the pattern. Yeah, just not sure. Keeping this in something that my husband got. It's golf apparel. So he gave me the bag that they came in. I don't know whether it was shoes or shirts. I don't know. But anyway, Birdie Threads apparel. Here we go. It was free. It's a bag. Come with me. See another cast on that has not seen the light of day since the initial cast on. This is a Salty Air Tea by Samantha Guerin. This was cast on, the first real cast on. It's day number 2. And got through the short rows, started on the lace. I don't know whether you can see it. And I was having trouble seeing this. This was in January, and lighting isn't great in January anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere. So, and this is made in the onion yarn, which I wanted to try, the nettle sock yarn. And I love the yarn. It's just, I need to go back and check and make sure my lace is right. And I need a good sunny day. And we are now having them, and this has been buried since January. So I think now it's probably time to take this out on the lanai and see if I'm close or whether I need to rip back. So I'm going to keep that out as a to-do project because it doesn't involve knitting, I don't think. Unknitting, maybe. Come with me. There's more. Oh, I had forgotten about this. I'd love to get this done. This is called Sampler. It's by Dawn Barker, and it's one of those assigned pooling projects. It's a a lovely shawl. I don't know whether there's a different picture of this in the pattern or not. It's an asymmetrical shawl, and she has different stitches that she's got charted up. And I am, in my former days, in my former life when I could see well, I knitted historic samplers, reproduction samplers, exclusively, and mostly Quaker samplers. And if you know anything about Quaker samplers, they were on, obviously, undyed linen, and oftentimes were in either a bluish green, black, or if you were wealthy and could afford dyes for the silk threads, red. Well, I'm just a plain old girl, and mine are in the blue-green. And I'm right here by one of my samplers. Let me see if I can get that so you can see it. Whoop. Cinematography is money. Anyway, that's one of the ones I did. And you can see it's of the same color palette. So I worked on that for maybe a day or two, and then it got lost, basically. So I'd like to pick that up and work on it. Lovely yarn. I think this is Dawn Barker's yarn, too. Maybe it's Mad Tosh. Dawn Barker by Mad Tosh. Let's see how good I am. Okay, it's Tosh Merino Light, Jewel Wing, and it is Barker wool. Sometimes I got it. This is when I know that I don't have real dementia, it's just old age. So, yeah. So, not very far along. Would like to be further along. So maybe I'll keep that out and work on that, even though it's not one of my 12 cast-ons. It's pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. Keeping you on the move here. This is obviously going to be socks. Can you read that? My girlfriend gave me that. My body hurts and I'm mad at the government. Truer words have never been stated. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh my goodness. This is probably my oldest WIP now that yeah. And have I done anything about these? No. These are for my youngest daughter who has a teeny tiny foot. She wears a size 5.5, maybe 5 shoe, okay? And I call it her monkey socks. She doesn't know that I'm working on them. Oh, geez. I really just need to get these done because these are in a tube and then I'll put an afterthought heel. Now that when she was here in February, I traced her foot because she wouldn't do it for me. You know how kids are. I don't care how old they are. They're still, 11 in their minds when they talk to their moms. So, yeah, I've got one done without a heel and that much on the second. Yeah, so not much. I need to continue to work on those. So those will be another cast on one of the make along. And look at the fun yarn. I mean, how can you not smile when you think of your sock monkey when you were a kid? How many of you had those? Drop a note if you had one of those. And who made it for you? Because they were, I think mine was made by my Aunt Mary. She was called a spinster at the time. She had never married, but she adopted a 12-year-old they've been neighbors. I'm not sure exactly if it was a family member. I really don't know. I think it was just a neighbor. And they both passed away within 6 months of each other. And Lester was an only child with a disability. His foot was, I don't know. He was born, I believe, with you don't need to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway, with a leg way shorter. And so he had to wear the shoes, and he had a limp, his whole life and all of that. And she adopted him. He lived with her until she passed away. And then he got married at that point. Yeah, it was, he took care of her his whole life. Yeah, which was really, really sweet. But my Aunt Mary made me my monkey. Yeah, the sock monkey. So this is in memory of my Aunt Mary. All right, this is likely a pair of socks as well. And I'm only a witch without my yarn. And this is from Simply Sock Yarn. Apparently I got something last October. Let's see what's in here. Oh my goodness, you'll remember this if you've been with me a while. These are socks that I made one last year. Needs an afterthought heel cut in. These are socks, what are they called? Socks for Kayla. It was a fundraiser, rainbows for Kaylin. I was very close. And this is what the sock looks like. I don't know whether you can see it. I'm not big on pattern socks. I like vanilla. I just like the way they feel and fit. I think it must be a sensory thing, but it is what it is. But this is made with a local dyer's yarn to me. Local dyer. Let's see if I have. I do. String Theory Colorworks in the base, and it is 75% Corriedale and 25% nylon. And yeah, she was at a show here in Florida, and I purchased the yarn. And it reminds me of all the retro bowling shirts. Remember the bowling shirts with the stripes down? Yeah, that's the colorway. Like Kramer could have worn one of those. So I've got one almost finished except for a heel. And then I've got that much started. So I need to work on these as well and get these finished. These will likely be my oldest daughter's. She likes retro looking stuff. And that was the plan. And they were supposed to be done for Christmas last year. Well, so I have a lot of knitting to do, don't I? Another pair of socks, cast on one. This looks like it could be a sock as well. Oh, it is. It is. Oh, and not very far along on either one. This is, oh gosh, this was last summer. It was a make-along. And I thought, I'll try this. They're called the Interstellar Shorties by Pam Goodchild. You can see it's a 1x1 color work. So they're going to be double weight, okay? Florida. Anyway, let's show you. I don't want to pull out the wrong needles here. All right. I've started on the heel of one. And that color work doesn't look so good. that may get tinked back. I think this was something that I don't know. I may pull those out. I'm not real happy with the way they look. Yeah, those are getting pulled out because I'm not very far along on either one. And I can repurpose that yarn for another pair of shorties. So found one that I can pull out. Now what you don't know is I've already pulled out 3 projects recently. Well, about a month ago. I just got a wild hair and said, yeah, come on, let's go through some of these things. Pulled out some obscure, or not so obscure, bags and said, no joy here, let's go. So yeah, that is not bringing me joy. I can do something else with that. I can make them striped. Yeah, that color work, that's not me. I tried, it's okay. Come on back. Sorry for the shake. Oh goodness, Pauline, thank you again for this lovely bag that you sent me. I'm not using it right now except for storage because I haven't picked this sock up for a bit either. Again, another sock. This one is finished, heel, flat, gusset. This is, the pattern is, if I can, I think it's a broken record rib sock. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I have no picture. Apparently I lost the picture. So I have one full sock, and look at that. Isn't that cute? Yeah, I need to work on these and get these done. These will be, I don't know, these might go to my daughter, who knows. I love the yarn, and I don't know where it came from, but it's beautiful. The ball band has long been gone, but that's what it looks like caked up. So thanks again, Pauline. I think I'm going to work on these. These are my purple ones. And the 62 other ones. I've lost count. Anybody keeping count? If you kept count, put it in the put it in the comment section. I'll probably count them at the end of this, but yeah. All right, this is, oh boy, my garden cardigan that I started last in April. And this is the back. And I love the pattern, it's wonderful. Piece of blue fuzz on it, it's great. Love the pattern, love it, love it, love it. Haven't picked it up since. These are being knit on the quad needle tips for Chaigu. I don't know if they matter or not, but they're not aggravating the arthritis. I think I'm going to try to pick this back up maybe this week and see what I think now that I've really gotten some inflammation going on this. Oh, here's I don't have the pattern, but I have the little quads. That's what the needle tips look like. I don't know whether it's a thing, whether it matters, but I think that the thumb holds the quads a little differently. So it may make a difference. And I have an actual Della-Q project bag that I bought, I don't know, a few years back. And I usually put a couple projects in there to go to the yarn shop when I go. So maybe I'll pick that back up this week. Sounds like a good idea. How many times have I said that so far? Yeah. I'm going to sleep too. Yeah, I promise. And we are now to the very last project that I'm willing to show you. And you've seen this if you've been with me. This is my Monday sweater made with the Rico Make It Tweed in color number 1, and the yarn itself is Juniper Moon Farms, and I just noticed that it kind of matches my paint. Not on purpose. Juniper Moon Farms Patagonia Organic Merino in the colorway Mustard. I'm getting close. Not really. I'm getting close to ribbing. I'm going to tell myself that. This is quite an oversized sweater. I was kind of in between, and I sized up, and I wish I hadn't. But this is not superwash wool, so we'll see. We'll see. If anything, it'll just be, you know, one of those knock around, you know, go to the grocery store, farmer market, you know, kind of thing in the winter here. So anyway, it's one of my favorite projects. This was my birthday cast on last year, and I will have it done. Yeah, I will have it done. One of the things that I did not do was I did not make this double, just because of the heat in, you know, in Florida. We don't get really cold, although we did this last year. We, you know, we usually dip into the 30s, but we dipped into the low 20s here this year, and we stayed cold for a while. So yeah, I eliminated the double collar because it's a fold over. I just did the one. And yeah, so that's it. So if you're feeling bad about your WIPs, I give you mine. There's actually 2, 3 more that I can think of off the top of my head. It's my brown cardigan that I haven't touched for months, my blue silk ranunculus, and there's also another tee that, oh, there's a 4th one. There's a cotton linen tee, which I can't work on right now because it hurts to work on. And then a weekender made with Remix, not Remix Light, but Remix. And I had gone gangbusters on that in early December. Yeah, early December, late November. Wanted to have it done at Christmas, and I got the body done, and I think part of a sleeve, and I knew I wasn't going to get it finished for Christmas. So it went into hibernation, and so yeah, there's 4 more, but you don't need to see those. So I have quite a few. Anybody keeping track? Yes. So hopefully you've enjoyed watching this video and my humiliation of my haul of shame. Excuse me. And I promise you that I will get all of these done, and I'm going to take those socks out and repurpose that yarn, obviously for another pair of socks or something, because the yarn is really too precious. It's Swan City yarns. Yeah, it's good yarn. Anyway, tell me how many WIPs you have, if you dare. And I'll flash at the end of this video how many WIPs I really have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. You're all the best. Knit in peace, guys.